Sound analogy, my man. And additionally, Norristown's really got to get Mayer on track, and they've got to get that defensive line going. We saw a really, really impressive, gutsy defensive effort last week against the Clippers of Chester on Halloween. I really, really hope that Norristown can bring out that same kind of effort tonight. If they can't, it could be a long night because Chris Smallwood, he's a player.
Yeah, but hopefully their offense shows up more so than they did last week because Sheldon Mayer, 110 yards, that was all well and good, but his first game of the year without a touchdown. And, 5 yards a carry is great and all, but with Sheldon Mayer, I mean, on the season he's averaging 7.85, and he really carries the team. So, captain's meeting at midfield now. Sheldon Mayer, one of them. Chris Smallwood, also one of them. Smallwood comes into the game second in the league with 967 yards behind only Mayer, who has 1,201.
In a conversation with Coach E.J. Smith, he told me that if the offense plays like it played last week, we're not going to win this game. And hopefully we don't have to see the ramifications of that. The offense was bad last week, Mark. When we were out there at Chester, they just could not get anything done. Was that a function of them just they're not a bad team, of course. What was that a function of? Was Chester's defense that good?
I don't know. I just feel like we saw it against Upper Dublin, too, where the offense was ineffective. I feel like every once in a while this team just kind of lets one slip away. And, of course, if you do it in the playoffs, you're gone.
Immediately.
Against Chester, they got away with it, and Aunt Ruby saved the day. They didn't score any touchdowns offensively. They didn't score any points offensively, but Aunt Ruby saved the day. In the playoffs, it's not going to be like that. Your team has to be clicking on all cylinders if you want to have a chance at winning anything.
Now, Roby saved the day. He's quite the man. And if they're going to do that again and they're going to rely on Roby, you could conceivably rely on Aunt Roby, but you don't want to. You do not want to have to do that.
Well, the key to me is not relying on anybody. That includes Sheldon Mayer. All right, he's your horse. You can go to him. You can give him the ball 20, 25 times a game. But you have to have something to go to if that gets off to a slow start or something to keep the defenses honest so that it doesn't get off to any slow starts. Hey, maybe some Wildcat.
In that conversation, the Wildcat, okay, we'll go there for a second. You really like the Wildcat, I don't so much, but at the same time, I agree. Shake things up. If what it means is some direct snaps to Milo Hill to get other people involved, if Shannon Mayer is not doing a job, we'll do that. And after the national anthem, we'll be right back.
As we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, we would also ask, before we begin the singing of our national anthem, for a moment of silence for those soldiers dedicated to serving and saving this country, for giving their lives in the activity that took place yesterday in Texas. A moment of silence, please. And now our national anthem.
A very beautiful rendition of the national anthem, sung quite expertly, and here come the two teams to take the field. The referees are lining up. It's good.
The Golden Bears of Upper Moreland host the Eagles, who come in with just one loss.
The Eagles really need to win this game to start the playoffs off with just the taste of goodness that they need to win.
The running backs will be on show tonight.
And stands are filling up. It's time to play.
It's senior night at Upper Moreland now.
It looks as if the Eagles kicking off. There's number 3. Where's Hillebrand now, Mark?
Marcus Stewart will kick it off tonight.
The specialist, it's number 34.
And Marcus Stewart has kicked off most of the year.
For Norristown, number 34, Marcus Stewart.
Although they did go Hillenbrand for a bit.
Number 21,
Pat McKay is back, and so is 2.
Chris
Smallwood, he's a threat most every time.
Smallwood back, he's very dangerous. Second in the league in rushing yards.
I don't think Stewart kicks it off to him.
Only Mayer has more yards than him. Stewart's kick is short and fielded.
And number 8, he takes it, taken off.
He stopped after a very short return.
Kyle Lockhart fields the kickoff for Upper Moreland.
Lockhart fields the kickoff, first and 10.
Norristown's number 3, Anthony Donofsky. Upper Moreland will start, first and 10 from their own 24.
Now, Mark, their band was really good tonight.
Their band was quite robust, I have to say. The band of Norristown is absent now.
I don't know where they are now. We'll have to see.
Matt Sowick quarterbacks the Golden Bears.
A man in motion. What's he going to do?
They send another man across the line. They'll hand it off to Smallwood. He goes out. He's chased down by 3 white jerseyed birds.
Too much speed for him to get outside.
You can't test Roby on that corner side.
He's much too fast, my man. I think you're right.
We also want to alert everyone that there
I think Chris Smallwood's more a power back.
available on the visitor
He needs
side
to run
for
downfield.
the
That much is true.
scoreboard and
You need to put him in the
of
power eye.
field.
I don't think he should run to the outside. I think that's more of Mayer's job, don't you?
Well, the 2 tight end formation really best.
Chris Smallwood takes the handoff, gets a few.
Impressive blocking up front for the Bears.
Ball carrier,
But still,
number
it's
6,
3rd and long. Now
Smallwood,
what do you do?
defensive Middle, led by number 65.
We'll get a chance to see Matt Sowick's arm, or will they go to Smallwood once again?
3rd down and
I think the Bears are going to have to punt. But not on 3rd and 8, because that's just dumb.
3rd down, 8 yards to go for Golden Bears. Matt Sowick rolling out now to his right. He throws it down the field, incomplete.
The Eagles now are going to get the ball. I think that Mayer's back to now return.
Dinolfi also back there deep with him.
Brings up 4th down and 8 for the Golden Bears at their own 32.
4th and 8, a good start for the
Deep
Birds.
for Norristown, number 3, Anthony Dinolfi.
With 25 and 3 back there to field,
Sheldon Mayer.
the Bears' coverage fear they have to field.
57.
The snap is low and fielded right there. The punt is short and ends up out of bounds.
I wonder where the referee's spotting this.
On the punt for Upper Moreland. Ball goes out of bounds.
He got it right, but we've seen it before where referee would place it where it lands.
Norristown will start.
That's not the rule, but yes, we've seen the ref do that. It wasn't keen. The Eagles take the ball past midfield.
DeSilvio is back at center again.
McClure did do a job while he was there. Sheldon Mayer rumbles forward now.
Sheldon Mayer, the Norristown
He
ball
gets a
carrier,
solid gain of yardage there.
Stopped by
About
Upper Moreland
7.
number 53.
He picked up 7 yards. That wasn't
Ryan
bad.
Christensen,
But now the Birds
seven, makes it
are
second
really
down
keying
and
in.
3.
I think they need to get
38-yard line.
At the
Presley
Upper Moreland
involved.
38-yard line.
It's Tibbs, though, on the field here to start.
Eagles.
The Eagles line up this play in the eye. The pass complete outside to Aunt Ruby. And he is brought down after quite a gain.
Roby's always dangerous. He's the man.
Picks up a first down for Norristown.
Aunt Ruby won the game with a pick 6 last week at Chester. That was quite a scare.
He ran it back. It was broken field, and he was going everywhere, it seems. And Roby's going to Temple in the fall.
The Eagles almost lost that game there, Dave.
I know they did. It was quite a scare.
They hand it off to Mayer. Gets a few.
Sheldon Mayer on the
That isn't bad. They want to run the clock. Keep the ball upon the ground, it seems. I wonder if they're going to throw tonight.
With Mayer doing what he always does, I don't think that there'll be that great a need.
If they don't get protection, though, they're done.
It's second down and they've got 6 to go. It's Mayer in the slot and he receives. Has the 20-yard line and some more. And brought down by a vicious hit by the Bears.
I really love when Sheldon gets the screen, but blockers have to get out front and lead.
Another Eagle first down. First is set Norristown at the Upper Moreland 17.
So Sheldon Mayer gets the catch and some. And I don't think that Mr. Mayer's done.
Now Charles Tibbs, the story of the night, perhaps, if he could get the ball.
Young Mayer rumbles forward for a few, eating up the yardage bit by bit.
Bloomer had a block. Man, that was great.
Balls of the Golden Bears.
The line for Norristown has been quite good.
They give up much more sacks than though they should.
But take a look at Sheldon Mayer's stats. You have to give their line their due credit. Mayer drops back now looking to throw. He hits Battaglio and he is stopped. So only about 2 yards short of goal.
Battaglio, he brought it to the 5. He's really big, and he should get
Picks
the
up
ball.
another Eagle first down, and Norristown has it. First
Battaglio has not been featured much.
from the 5.
But when he has, it's always been real good.
Five minutes we have played here on the road.
Battaglio is in the backfield now.
Mayer hands it off, and there's a loss.
Number 24, Derek Williams.
Derek Williams.
Stopped in
Didn't
the
get it
backfield
done.
by Upper Moreland's number 21, Pat McKay, for a loss.
He's brought down by McKay. It's
Back
loss
to
of
the
5.
9, where it is second and goal at the 9.
So that'll bring up second down and 9.
The referee is signaling to the teams.
The Eagles once again with 3 men back. Young Mayer rolling out now to his left and tripped up and stopped after a short gain.
Shannon Mayer carries.
10, tripped up by number
Tripped
10.
up by
Battaglio, he missed a couple
Dennis.
blocks and didn't get
Makes it
outside as he
third
should.
and goal.
Maybe they should just give him the ball. He's big and strong and tough. And
He's had a few. A couple gains for carries and some scores.
Battaglio is impossible to stop.
There's no tight end out here as big as him.
He has the strength of Beowulf and more.
The Golden Bears are calling a timeout.
Timeout, Upper Moreland. Team first timeout.
The Upper Moreland Bears are scared of us. They have to call timeout and think it through.
I wonder, though, why not go then to Shell? He runs the ball so well and up the gut. They get too cute inside the power eye, and I don't think that's really good to do.
Or maybe let him run around the end with all that speed and quickness that he has.
It'd break my heart if they don't get a score. It's 3rd and 7. What's he going to do?
We're halfway through the quarter. It's the first. Eagles offense off to quite a start.
They've got some yards, but now they need some points.
It won't mean much if they can't go and score.
They win the field possession game, there's that.
Norristown 3rd and goal.
The Bears do bend, but they wish not to break. 'Tis 3rd and 7 till the line of goal. Young Mayer rolling out, and he completes to Mayer, who reaches and is brought down.
It's 4th and inches now, Mark. What do you do?
You have to try to go and punch this in.
Driven out of bounds by Ronye Dennis with help from Kyle Lockhart.
Do they dare bring out Gerald Fox and Socks?
Short of the goal makes it.
I think you have to try to punch it in.
Short.
And Nair now is going to punch it in. A QB keeper, that's what I would do.
Or maybe Tibbs or Sheldon Mayer will.
It's Marcus Robbins in the power eye.
They want to run this ball over to the right. Shannon Mayer plunges forward now. The Eagles players signaling a score.
And Shannon Mayer's done all that and more.
And Upper Moreland home!
But no, he was repulsed at the goal.
I can't believe he couldn't punch it in.
With Robbins pushing from behind, but no.
But they did not give up the touchdown.
The field position for the Bears is bad. But boy, the points the Eagles could have had.
A safety's the only thing that would redeem that horrid effort.
But Smallwood doesn't often run for a loss. And here he plunges forward for a few.
Chris Smallwood on the carry for Upper Moreland. Stopped by the left defensive.
They're getting out of trouble very soon.
Of Norristown, led by number 78, Terrence Edwards.
Perhaps some run blitzes would do the job.
Pickup of 1.
I've called for that
2nd
from
and
number
9.
24.
Ball to Golden Bear 1.
It's Derek Williams, right up the gut. He interrupts the flow and brings the pain.
He scored on defense once already now.
It's time for them to do that stuff again.
They hand it off to Smallwood. He goes fourth and gets a gain of 2 or maybe 3.
Now here is where you really have to see if they lose yards, it's really hard to punt.
We know what happened to the Birds last week.
Hillenbrand, he couldn't catch the snap, and it went over his head and out the back.
And that was Chester Clippers' lonesome score as Eagles won the game 7-2.
Golden Bears are in the power eye.
So 3rd and 7 now for Golden Bears. And flags before the snap, the refs do throw.
It's half the distance to the goal, it seems, but still we have to wait for
Dead ball.
striped call.
Illegal procedure against Upper Moreland.
It is indeed against the Golden Bears. And that'll push them back a couple hairs. As half the distance to the goal's not much, with them backed up the way they are right now.
The clock is moving, it's 4:41. The Bears now still are in the power eye.
It's Smallwood once again. It's actually a throw. making men miss is this
That's all.
young Bear.
Pass is complete.
The pass complete. The
Number
Bears do
21.
get a few.
Pat McKay.
It will not be enough, though, for first down.
Fourth down and three.
I think the Bears are going to have to punt. And if you're E.J. Smith,
Dropping deep for Norristown,
there's Mayer
number
back
25, Sheldon
with Bull Denolfi.
Mayer.
The Eagles haven't blocked a punt this year.
Number 3, Anthony
They oft bring
Denolfi.
Roby, but Mark, you were right. Here comes Denolfi. Mayer's only back.
We haven't seen, and it's a fake from Golden Bears. And they're not close. The Eagles take the ball.
I can't believe that really foolish move. I'd never have done that. Man, that wasn't smooth.
The Eagles run some questionable fakes. There is a flag, though, on this.
I can't believe that really stupid play.
And a first down.
The apoplexy on the sideline scene, and E.J. Smith is flipping out, it seems.
A penalty grants U of M first down.
They can't afford to do that with this team.
Gives the Golden Bears a first down at their own 14.
A stupid call, but yet they reap the boon.
Matt Stallwood dropping back now. He will throw. It's over the middle and broken up.
It looks like number 4. It's Milo Hill. He always makes big hits. Does it well. But there's another flag. Now what is this?
Holding.
It was called in the direction of a hold.
We have seen many flags in this young game.
You can't let referees decide the game.
The Eagles need not struggle with these flags. They have enough to worry about with Chris. It's Smallwood that I speak of. He's so great. If anything, it should be him choosing your fate.
The Eagles spoke of him with tones of fear. They don't want Smallwood beating them this year.
They'll give it off to Smallwood once again. He has a lot of green in front of him, and Mayer brings him down after some yards.
Sheldon's really good in open field, but they gave up too much. The D must hold, but still, it's second down. Denolfi looks to the sidelines to get Coach EJ's call. I really have to say, this booth is nice. And last week, we were out there in the rain in Chester, and I didn't like that much. But here, I am quite happy.
Cold and crisp, yet here we are inside. A man in motion for the Golden Bears. They give it off to Smallwood. He goes forth. He has some room outside. He's got a lot. He steps out of the bounds short of midfield.
Now, Mark, the blocking up front, it was great. They cut the D-line down. Now, there's a switch.
You
And here
can't,
comes 63 and 65.
You can't give Chris Smallwood that much green space.
Denolfi gets the call, and he is mad. And E.J. Smith is also very mad.
If you give Mr. Smallwood that much room, you're sure to do yourself a lot of doom.
4 wideouts. I don't think that's really wise.
But now they motion man into backfield. They hand it off to Smallwood one more time. And he doesn't find room. It is no gain.
Now, Smallwood seems he's best just up the gut and when he has some room to operate.
Will it be Chris or Sheldon here tonight that will propel their team to victory?
The battle of the backs is on, it seems. The Eagles, though, are giving up the green. There's lots of yards on every single play.
This drive is courtesy of penalties. A man in motion for the Golden Bears. Matt Salwick rolling out now to his left. He dumps it off and has a pass complete. But yet they gain a mere 3 yards.
It's just a few. D'Onofrio on the play. It looks like he is everywhere today.
Not just tonight, but all the time.
You mentioned all that and more down on your show on Channel 28, the show of sports.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday too. 5:30 is the time to view the sports show here on 28. A man in motion for the Golden Bears. Matt Salwick running option. Here's Smallwood. He breaks a tackle and has a nice chunk.
That's how you run the option right there, Mark. You let defensive end get suckered in, and then you pitch the ball to running back, and then he gets outside, and then you get. But now it's 4th and 1. You cannot punt.
The Golden Bears do seem that they will go. And if we know them well, they will not throw.
On Smallwood's shoulders shall their fate now rest.
Or
If they don't pick this up, I'm not impressed.
there will be whistles prior to the snap.
Timeout.
Timeout.
A timeout called before the snap was snapped.
I wonder now what this is all about. It seems as if they didn't like the call.
Is that the Bears that called their next timeout?
That was the Bears that called their second time. That's really odd, because we've still one to go before the half. A quarter now it is.
They have just one remaining. That could hurt.
They always play Wisconsin songs, it seems, because no team except ours has their own theme.
But our band isn't present here tonight. The atmosphere just doesn't feel right.
Our cheerleaders are here, that much is true. They're out to cheer for the bold white and blue.
4th and 1 for the Golden Bears at the Eagles.
Despite the coldness, fan support is nice. They run it forward. Smallwood has the first.
Forward on the carry.
He's quite impressive, Mark. Man, what a burst.
Bears have picked up an Upper Moreland first down. Golden Bears have it at the
He's all that's advertised and more. He's great.
39-yard
He's
line.
big and fast and quick and nimble too.
That's it for the quarter, guys.
It's going to bring it now to quarter 2.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
There's still no score, but Golden Bears are on.
The Bears are grinding down the Eagles' throat. And Norristown was stopped before they scored.
They always do this stuff in the first half. And I don't know what they are going to do. If they don't make adjustments, man, they're through.
They often settle down, though, after that. And
The second half, they're better. This is true.
but Smallwood has a class just for himself. This isn't Upper Dublin that we're playing here.
We are not playing Upper Dublin, Mark. This team is surely better. That's true.
Is Smallwood the best runner we have seen?
He clearly is the best. Yeah, I think so.
Yet the Bears' passing game is not robust.
I don't think that is what's been plaguing us. But now there is no running back behind. Here comes a really fancy sort of scheme.
Salwick dropping back now. He's to throw. And he is sacked in the backfield, and the ball comes out, but they are saying that he's down.
They're saying he was trying to make a throw, but I do not agree with that. You know, it looks that when he brought his arm back, he didn't bring it forward,
Drops the ball,
and that's a
takes the ball
sack.
back to the Norristown 46, where it is 2nd and 16.
So do not count the fumble, just a sack, but that will set the Bears quite far back.
Gino Pantal is being attended to.
I wonder why the fumble didn't count. It didn't seem as if the arm was forward. And Larry Smith, man, he is quite the man.
Way hard to see up here in the booth.
That's true.
Gino Pantal able to walk off the field.
An injured Golden Bear comes off the field.
Big number 76. Quintal is off. 5'9", but still 280. Man, that's big.
So 2nd down and many yards to go. Matt Sawick hands it off. It is Smallwood. He's got some room outside, and he gets lots.
But I don't like, though, what I just have seen. And Smallwood stopped when Dinalfi then was seen. They didn't get the blockers out in front.
Dinalfi's everywhere, but what a game. The Eagles' run defense has been a shame.
Their line is really big, and they are tough.
Here's Smallwood rumbling forward.
Not
Can't
enough.
find much.
You gotta ask for a measurement, Adam.
Chris Smallwood on the carry, stopped by the defensive front of Norristown, led by number 63, Nick Boomer.
This looks like it will bring up the 4th down.
Right at the 30.
It's 4th and 1. It's time now for a sneak.
1 for the Golden Bears.
A measurement will not take place right now. The Golden Bears are clearly a yard short. They'll go for it now for the 2nd time. Chris Smallwood monstrous on these types of plays. And once again, he picks up the 1st down.
On the carry for Upper Moreland. Picks up a Golden Bear 1st down.
The number 64, now who is he? Conover is making shocking blocks, and there's an injured Bear now on the field.
So for the 2nd time on 4th and 1, the Golden Bears come through and get the 1st.
Here comes Charles Gibbs inside the game, and there comes Terrence Edwards now, too.
So we have yet to see a score here now.
It's 0-0. I hope he's okay.
You're watching Football Channel 28. And once again, we're scoreless on the day.
It's Connolly. He's up and he's okay.
Dave Connolly able to get off the field.
295. Man, Golden Bears big.
Golden Bears out
This line,
1st and
it is the
10
biggest we have seen.
From their own, from the Norristown 28.
They've shown their power on the field here, propelling Smallwood to a lot of yards.
Their combo blocks are shocking and robust.
They line up in a tight formation here. The Eagles stack the line with their backers. The gain right here is maybe 1 or 2.
There's number 48.
48.
That's CJ, right?
CJ Douglas,
He's up there in the league in terms of tackles.
2nd down and 8.
He brings the hits, and man, he brings the pain.
DeSilvio is up there too in sacks.
He leads the team in sacks, I think. That's right.
And Roby leads the team and league in picks.
It's time for him to run one back for 6.
But not a lot of passing here tonight. Matt Sawick hands it off to Chris. He fights and fights and only gets a few.
That's still too much. They should have stopped him there. Their penetration just is not enough.
Number 65, Marcus Robbins.
So 3rd and 6, but as we here have seen, on 4th, the Bears, they don't show any fear.
Matt Sawick, I don't think he's going to pass.
Chris Smollett has a downer, even 2. Matt Sawick dropping back, he wants to throw. He fires and it's almost pick.
You know,
It's almost pick it off.
Pass nearly intercepted by Norristown's number 27, Brandon Shippen.
It's Shippen who could not bring in the pick. But yet he still did break up that nice pass.
if he'd have caught that one, it was 6. There's no one out there then in front of him. He thought of scoring before he caught the ball.
And now it's 4th and 6 for Golden Bears.
I do not think that I am going for this, but here they go. It's 4th and 6. They're up.
I don't think that they want to punt or kick from such a spot like this on the field. Matt Sawick dropping back, he wants to throw. He fires, and this time it is picked. It's Shippen, he redeems himself right here. He's still going, he's brought down, finally.
Shippen, this time on the interception.
And Shippen with the pick. He's the man. Is that a flag I see upon the field? It always is a flag upon the field.
So we will check on Thmarker after pick.
It's coming back, it seems. Man, that is grim.
So Shippen once again is robbed right here. First by himself and now by referees.
Has the ball, 1st and 10.
The pick was caught before the penalty.
But yardage was assessed before the yards.
This turnover does stand though for the Birds. And they take over here. Their offense back.
It's time for Mayer now to get on track. 7:48 left in the first. It's 1st and 10 now from the 22.
You never know when Mayer's breaking free.
He's
So
got to
we'll-
get some blocking though up front.
They hand it off to Sheldon Mayer here. He goes outside but can't find too much space.
25, Sheldon Mayer.
I think it's time to run him on a sweep or get a screen and put him out in space.
Ryan Christensen.
I think the Wildcat comes out tonight.
2nd and 5.
Do you think that we're going to see
Ball is at
Milo?
Norristown,
I think that
27.
Milo Hill will run that cat.
Roby is an option now, you know.
But not quite yet as they now line up in the gun.
They play East.
They hand it off to Mayer on a sweep. He's got some room outside. He's running quick. He's bumped it out of bounds, but quite a gain.
I knew they had to get that man outside with blockers out in front. I said it, Mark.
You really called that play, I gotta say.
Ridden out of bounds by Upper Moreland's number.
They got him going
21,
inside,
Pat
and
McKay.
motion came across the field, and then he took the ball.
Ball is at the
I want to see that with a direct snap.
5-yard line.
I really think that would throw them off.
10, Norristown.
But Golden Bears are really good on D.
They do not snap the ball to Sheldon much. The Wildcat is mainly Ant and Hill.
Looks like Shannon Mayer's going to throw.
So 3 receivers, one of them is Shell. They hand it up the gut to Tracy
Ball carrier number 21,
Hey.
here.
Tracy
Looks like
Presley
21 has gathered 8.
takes it into Golden Bear territory.
And this first half is moving very quick.
He had an injured shoulder just last week.
4. Ball is at the Upper Moreland.
But now he's okay. We're
49.
glad he's back. It's 2nd down and 6. That can't be right. They changed it now to 4. They're in the eye.
Young Mayer bursting forward for the first.
He almost broke one there. A shoestring play. With nothing then but green ahead of him.
1,201 is Mayer's yardage here before the game. This is how much he had.
Eagles have the ball, 1st and 10 at the Upper Moreland.
Naeem from Upper Merion was close, but Sheldon far surpassed him at that game when Cheeseborough suspended was again.
Shannon Mayer has it. Incomplete.
He was there.
Shannon Mayer's pass.
Battaglio could not reel in the ball.
Battaglio is incomplete.
In space, he's quite unstoppable, but still, he's got to make that catch.
Perhaps that's why Battaglio is not used to the extent that some would like to see. He's powerful and Beowulfian, but hands right there.
He should have caught the ball. It wasn't bad. The bandit needs to stop. Distraction that.
Young Mayer bursting forward. He's got room. He's going down the sideline. Here he goes. He gets into the end zone. There's no flags.
Perhaps the band should play that every time. You know a violation's still a score. And Mayer does all this again and more.
It's Mayer breaking away from Bears' defense. I told you he could break at any point.
The Bears' defense is simply out of joint.
The extra point will be attempted here. Young Jared Fox attempts to tack it on.
Special teams is always something that I fear.
The kick is up. It's through. It's good.
We're fine.
88, Jared Fox. And with 5:25.
It's 7-0. Eagles on the board.
Upper Moreland 0, Norristown 7.
An early lead is big for Norristown.
But I don't think that they should settle down. They need to keep the pressure on this team because Smallwood's much too good. He brings the pain. He rushes for a lot of yards each day.
With Smallwood, any deficit is small.
That's true. I think he's going to get the ball.
No pun intended there, although there
Was.
It's 7-0 Birds. They'll kick it off.
I wonder what will happen, Mark, next week. The game against Ben Salem is in doubt. Do you think they'll play if playoffs are in store?
With playoffs clinch it here, they may not play.
I wonder what they do instead. Play?
The kick is shallow, but it's pretty good. The slow developing return gets few.
There's not much blocking on the play there, Mark. Here comes the Eagles defense out to play. It's number 78, and who is that? Another one is down. The Golden Bears are plagued by injuries, so it seems.
That kick return developed really slow, and the returner had nowhere to go.
I don't know why he didn't pick it up. He didn't catch the ball and run in stride. To follow blockers now is what you need. If you don't do that, you will not succeed.
So not great field position for the Golden Bears.
Upper Moreland will start, 1st and 10 from their own 28.
Battaglio at tackle, no, at end. There's number 64 and 7-8, and Derek Williams is going to blitz.
They hand it off to Smallwood. Here is Smith, but now it's Williams joining him to stop young Smallwood, who does not get much right there.
And good pursuit from Williams and Smith.
Larry Smith.
And 68 is now checked in the game.
12.
Young
Nolfi, man, he anchors that defense. And he's everywhere. You're right, young Mark. It's true.
Akeem Boyd is heavily sought out. For Syracuse and Temple want his skill.
He really is a special player, Mark. These odd formations.
He's getting much more playing time as we go. Smallwood plunging forward, gets a few.
If you've got Smallwood, put him in the eye. You've got the blockers anchored then up front. Just run it up the gut. What do? You get too cute, and you're going to lose.
In Smallwood versus Mayer, Mayer leads, as Mayer punched it in moments ago.
The reason for that, though, is coached plays. They set him up, well, EJ does, succeed.
So 3rd and 8 now. Here are Golden Bears.
They jumped off sides, and that is coming back.
Will cost them 5, and that they did not need. And now through there they may have to try this.
That ball, illegal procedure against Upper Moreland, 5 yards.
There's always lots of flags whenever we play.
25.
I don't think you can run on 3rd and long.
3rd and 13.
They better just keep Smallwood in this time and leave him in to block or max protect.
Chris Smallwood is a stud, but even so, it is 3rd down, and they've got far to go. Matt Sowick rolling out. He's feeling pressure. The pass is incomplete. He couldn't find.
Intended for number 10, Ronye Dennis.
I guess they said he wasn't in the grasp, but now they have to punt. And Mayer's back. I see Denolfi. There's Sheldon, too. But, Mark, I think that you must try to block this punt. What are you going to do?
Well, Roby's come quite close a couple times. But as he said, he hasn't gotten there.
He's got the speed and all that much more to spare. And here he comes. He almost blocked the punt.
Roby nearly blocked that shallow punt. But even though he didn't, not too good.
They overload the side, and he was free. His closing speed is truly great to see.
We called for it and almost did get it. But Roby came up just some inches short. And Roby really is a special guy.
On winged feet of Mercury, he'll fly. The Eagles now are lined up in the eye.
It's Mayer back. Let's see if it is him. Instead, they want to throw, and Shannon runs, continuing to go to the outside, and they will call a horse collar right here.
There's a flag on the play.
And Shannon Mayer takes too many sacks. There was a penalty, but still, man, Mark, he's got to get rid of that ball. That's true.
He really had some pressure in his face. So I say that sack was no disgrace.
They're waving off the flag. Man, that's no good.
I thought the Eagles had some yards right there through penalties, but
still, I like the call.
48-yard line where the Eagles will have it 2nd down and...
So 2nd down and long the Eagles have. And pass the ball they must. Or
so it seems.
the Eagles come up quickly to the line.
There's 3 receivers to the near side, Mark. And just one back in backfield. He will block.
But Mayer is in motion now, and still, it's Shannon Mayer throwing to his bro. And Sheldon Mayer only picks up 2.
I do not like that call, that side of field. There simply isn't room for him to work.
Close to the line of scrimmage.
And Mayer still, he almost then was sacked.
15 with the Golden
The
Bears.
screen, though, to young Sheldon isn't bad. They need to execute, though. Then they'll go.
They need to get protection out in front and run behind the blockers large. There's 3.
I said that he got 2. He did get none. Young Shannon Mayer dropping back to throw. He heaves it deep. He's looking for a man.
It's
But that-
Milo Hill.
Shannon Mayer's
But that one's
pass
broken
is
up. It's incomplete.
Out of bounds, incomplete. We'll make it 4th and 15.
He had a step.
for the
Milo
Eagles
always
At
does.
the Upper Moreland 48.
But Shannon just could not get on the ball.
Deep for Upper Moreland, number 8.
Perhaps they'll throw those deep balls to young Ant.
Lockhart. Number 10, Ronnie Dennis.
And talk about he's always got a step.
His speed inspires fear in all his foes. This punt is rather weak. We haven't seen young Hillenbrand struggle like this before.
That's right.
33-yard line, I think.
At the 33, where the Golden Bears will start.
The 33 is where the Bears will start.
10. With 2
That isn't
minutes
bad, but
remaining
better
in the
should have
half.
been. 2 minutes left to go. It's 7-zip.
I think that Hillenbrand has been quite good, but that punt wasn't like that. It was poor.
His punting play's been fine. The snapping, not. Their defense now must give it all they've got.
They ended up with safety just last week.
The snapping play has really been quite weak.
A man in motion for the Golden Bears. They hand it off to their stud, Chris Smallwood. Dancing around in backfield, now goes back. I don't know where he's going, and now there's flags.
There always is when he reverses field.
Chris Smallwood finally brought down for a loss. Man, oh man, I don't know where he went.
Sheldon Mayer, but we have a flag
There's going to be a
on the
holding.
play.
When he came around the back, he grabbed him by his shirt.
Illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back against Upper Moreland. That's a
Chris
spot
Smallwood lucky
foul.
to even get that. He put himself in danger right just then.
Whenever you reverse a broken field, it's always going to end up just like that. He went on to the other side, and then he came back,
Illegal block in
and
the
then
back
his
by
man,
Upper
who
Moreland.
pushed the eagle
It will
in the
remain
back of his
first down.
shirt.
The ball is back to the Golden Bears.
I saw it playing. It simply had to hurt.
14-yard
Colossal loss for Upper Moreland here.
First
They trail by 7. The Eagles have the lead.
line.
A minute 45 is left in half. Griffin Blake is working hard upstairs. Our cameraman is strong. Intense beliefs.
Chris
Smallwood breaking forward. He's got room. He's finally brought down by some Eagles D.
Stopper number 48 of Norristown,
Pick up a V.
But towards the first down, doesn't put a dent.
C.J. Douglas.
And they have little time. They have to hurry.
Makes it second down and 21.
And Norristown receives in second half.
Yeah, why is he using his timeout? He has 3 left. He could go on the lead. He could go at 14 point lead.
So Smallwood off to not too bad a start, but Mayer's done one better here tonight. He's scored and had some yards up to this point.
And Mayer always does, Mark. He's the man. The Golden Bears are cautious, though it seems.
And we have whistles prior to the snap.
A timeout, Upper Moreland. What is that?
Upper Moreland with 41.
Their coaching staff. I don't know what
remaining in the half.
I don't know what I see.
It's growing chilly here, wouldn't you say?
The band director don't know when to play. He plays his songs when the Eagles take the field. I don't think that's allowed in this, I think.
The Eagles have the 7-0 lead. But this will not be all of which they need.
The referees are conferenced on the field with seconds 41 upon the clock.
So are you worried about this shallow lead?
They need more points, my man. That much is true.
Second down.
An interception here would hit the spot, then pick 6. Where's Roby, number 2?
The defense has come through there. They've been good. Matt Sawak dropping back. He wants to pass. He heaves it deep. This one is up for grabs. And Roby with one hand, he brings it down, but no, he dropped the ball. It's incomplete.
Like Nostradamus thought I made the call, but Roby could not come down with the ball.
I can't believe you almost called his shot. And with one hand, he nearly brought it down.
If he'd have run it back, I'd been the man. They threw it up to Roby. That was dumb.
Perhaps that Roby needs to use 2 hands.
He tried the Randy Moss for the stands.
He tried to get on SportsCenter tonight.
See, we don't have any life.
Yeah, he tried to reach a poster. That is right.
So 3rd and many, many, many yards.
It's 3rd and 21. This is quite hard.
Chris Smallwood runs the ball on 3rd and long. He gets some solid yards, but not enough. Battaglio is credited with the stop.
It's 4th down now. The Eagles call timeout. Here comes E.J. Smith to fire the team.
From the Golden Bear 32.
Just half a minute left to go in half.
Is Sheldon Mayer going to get this ball? And what's more, Mark, will Sheldon run it back?
I hope he does. I think it would be great. Or even Ant Dinolfi might do this.
Dinolfi ran one back in 2nd game. He ran it back, and I thought that was great. Oh, no, it was Northeast when he returned the ball for a touchdown. And they all got burned.
In fact, that was our first score of the year.
It was our first score of the year, you're right. He ran one back at 6:05 that night. It was the first play of the game. That's true. That's right.
But now it's down to league play for the Birds, with all those Philly teams now in the past.
They beat them by expansive scores. So vast.
Well, so much for Dinolfi running this, as Mayer is the only guy that's back.
I wonder if they're going to block the punt. I think that Roby's going to block the punt. He doesn't go. They're setting up return.
The punt is bad. It's short and weak and lame.
The punt is punted out of bounds.
It's out of bounds. I wonder where's the spot. These referees are good. The spot is right. If I am Norristown, I throw the ball.
The Eagles have a shot or 2 at points.
You throw to Roby. You send them deep.
They'll throw it deep,
Eagles out of 1st and 10.
and Roby, Hill, and Mayer
9-yard line.
hope to be receiving these deep throws.
They split him out. There's Mayer, 25. He's in the wing.
Battaglio was split out to the left. Young Shannon Mayer throws. He hits his man,
Get out of bounds, young Milo.
but he can't.
Timeout. Pass is complete. Shannon Mayer's pass complete
So just 10 seconds now remain on the clock.
to Anthony Arobi.
How close must then it be for Gerald Fox?
Down to the Golden Bear 24.
I'd say they need a couple yards or more.
With 10
But when
seconds.
the Upper Dublin game was played, he had a chance to kick at 34 and didn't make it, but his leg was strong.
He has a chance at making one from here. But if I'm the Birds, I'm trying to get near. And yet they have a shot or 2 at points. I'm saying touchdowns, not just field goals. The Eagles do have one timeout to spare.
Well, I mean, I think they would stop it.
Can they go over the middle of this? I fear. I don't think that they'd get back to the line and spike the ball with any time to go.
The Eagles need to stay near sidelines here. They'll go to Roby Hill or
If I am them, I'd
maybe
take
Boyd.
a couple shots. You have the speed. Just take a couple shots.
10 seconds on the
Talia
clock.
was split out wide. Look there.
Battaglio and Mayer to the left.
They give Battaglio lots of respect.
And we have just 10 seconds left. Here's Mayer looking now to throw. He throws it into the ground right there.
Shannon Mayer's pass in from
And now I bring out Jared Fox and
second
socks.
10 with 5 seconds.
I need to see what
on
that
the
young
clock.
man can do.
Two scores the Eagles want their lead, as right now it's just one.
That's what they need. They need to score right here. You're right, man, Mark.
I spoke in ballad there, not verse.
It's true.
Young Shannon Mayer dropping back to pass. He throws it over the middle. It's picked off.
That isn't going to help his ample stats. But all the picks he'd thrown had been to one. But mercifully, it's now time for the half as 7-0. It's the Eagles' lead.
Norristown 7.
We'll see you soon. We're breaking for the half. We're Mark and Dave. You're watching 28. There's number 64 and 7, 6, and 2, and number 21. Then, white and blue, Battaglio and Mayer, Robbins, Bloomer, and now they leave the field. Here come the refs. And Mark, what do you do in the second half that's different from the first for Norristown?
Well, Mayer has outperformed his counterpart. That is Chris Smallwood, but he's done all right. The Eagles need to slow this running back, and Mayer needs to rack up some more yards.
Now, I agree. The teams are huddled up. The referees are spacing out the teams. They're going to the sidelines. If I'm the Golden Bears, though, I'm upset because I did not get Smallwood then untracked. Now, how do you change this? I wonder now.
He hasn't seen the end zone yet today. He's done it 13 times, though, to this point. That is on season for this game.
And Mayer's back. He's going to return. But then there's Milo Hill. Dinalfi, 2. Dinalfi's up. Now, Mark, isn't that strange?
It's not something we've seen too much.
Before, he's usually deep. Sheldon's alone.
So Sheldon is the lone man back right here.
Now Roby's coming back. That's a good thing.
The kick is strong and far in Roby Fields. He takes it from the 20. Here he goes. He finds some green in front of him right now. And he is quick, but tough, too, to bring down.
He's got a lot of size. I often see when people try defending him, they miss. They cannot bring him down by legs alone.
We know him for his speed, but he's quite big. 6'1" and 205, I'd say. He's there.
For cornerbacks, he's biggest in the league.
And yet he's fastest, too. How can that be? The Eagles line up this play in the eye. Here is Sheldon Mayer for a few. they'll give him 6 or maybe 8 or 9.
I think he picked up 9. It's second down. The clock says 1 to go. We're in the third. You're watching NASD 28. Well, 28 Comcast, Verizon 45.
If Mayer grinds it out, 8 yards a pop, the Eagles will be good. They need not fret. They hand it off to Mayer once again. He picks up the first down and gets about 5.
If I'm the Eagles, I keep doing that. I run them up the middle mark. That's fine. The blocking seems to have picked up this half, and Mayer's going to get a lot of yards.
He comes into this game leading the league. His counterpart, Chris Smallwood, follows him. Chris Smallwood's broke the 1,000-yard mark here.
The Silvio, it brings him to the line. Mayer's in the shotgun. This is new.
The Eagles come out with a passing look. They fake to Ruby, hand it off to Shell. And Sheldon lost the ball but got it back.
You never see him drop the ball. That's bad. But it is cold outside. His hands are cold.
I'm glad you brought the weather up. It's big. It's cold and crisp. It's football weather here.
We haven't seen it this cold before, but now there is no rain. Is this a game? If Norristown plays, surely there is rain.
An Eagles game without the rain. That's weird. They snap this one to Hill. He's got some room.
It's Roby.
I misspoke. It's Roby. He goes down the side. He's got some room, and he gets into the goal. When Aunt Roby's involved, great things happen.
And Eagles fans on sidelines now are clapping, but there's an injured Eagle on the play.
Here's the touchdown, will stand.
I thought it Hill. It was indeed young Ant. Man, oh man, this kid's got such great speed.
He's really hard to catch in open field, and when he breaks it free, you just can't stop.
It is his 14th carry of the year, and hopefully we'll see more. Playoffs near.
In playoffs, man, he's got to get the ball. But I really like Coach E.J. Smith's brave call. It's Fox and Sox. He's going to kick the ball. If Taylor Hillenbrand is on the hold.
And Ant is near the century mark this year in rushing yards and doing great receiving.
There's the hold. It's almost blocked. It's good.
So Fox and Sox does add the extra point. And Upper Moreland trails by 2 scores.
Right.
The Eagles look to blow off the Bears' doors.
If Norristown can score again, that's great. The Golden Bears must keep them off the field. They need a stalwart drive. They need to score. They need to get Chris Smallwood then on track.
It's way too early to abandon the run.
It's way too early to abandon the run. To do that would to be to admit defeat.
Freeway time. Because everybody have 2 losses. I would have to disagree on the best team.
Chris Smallwood is a senior. He's their stud.
But as of yet tonight, he's been a dud.
I mean, Sheldon Mayer's certainly done well and made Chris Smallwood look like average man.
Now, that's not to take anything away from Golden Bears. They really came to play. And we'll see on this drive if they are good. As Marcus Stewart tries to bring the wood.
The kickoff short and fielded right there. Another slowly developing play right here.
The Eagles defense now to take the field. We'll see what they can do. There's 63. Nick Bloomer, Terrence Edwards, Larry Smith. The strong D-line that calls themselves the Bears.
Will we see young Matt Sowick with more throws as Golden Bears now have a 2-score hole?
We need to see some blitzing from the Birds. If they give Stallwick time, in trouble then.
A man in motion for the Golden Bears. They hand it off to Smallwood on the ground, and he picks up a couple, maybe 5.
That isn't bad. That's what they need to do. They need to keep it moving.
Pick up a 5, makes it 2nd and 5.
We made so much of Sheldon versus Chris, and so far Sheldon on the winning end. But we have lots of time yet here to go. So this one clearly far from in the books.
Well, Norristown is simply playoff bound, but still they're playing hungry. This is good.
So Upper Moreland has 2nd and 5. They're looking to put together some kind of drive.
There's number 52. That's big hits.
And Smallwood thrown for loss back. Maybe 2.
Loss of 4.
They'll call it loss of 4 and maybe more.
Third down.
The Eagles' defense came to play. That's true.
There's a fine young Irishman.
Now, when they played Chester last week, the D showed up.
Matt Sowick dropping back to throw. He finds his man. It's number 10, and he falls forward. A pretty play.
A gain of then 15. That isn't bad. Stallwick shows that he has an arm.
Off the Norristown 46-yard line.
Matt Sowick coming into the game tonight has just over 500 yards through the air. Matt Sowick dropping back to throw. He heaves. It's up for grabs, but his man makes the catch. I don't know how that man did bring it down.
It's Wanye Dennis. Man, he had a step. He threw in double coverage. That was bad, but Sowick, he found room and made the throw. I can't believe what I just saw there, Mark. They made a great play, then downfield.
I think they got a little bit of luck.
I must agree, a little bit of luck.
Timeout.
So the band can't play.
Upper Moreland.
Nobody, last week, did you remember Cheltenham got yelled at and told to stop playing?
Nobody told me.
Okay, well, that's a league rule.
And now Norristown is on the ropes.
That throw was not the smartest that I've seen.
In double coverage, looking like Brett Favre. He heaved it, though, and
Now's your timeout.
he did what he did. And his receiver made the catch. Good man.
They did connect somehow, but I don't know.
But last week, the guy went up there.
I'd not advise him to repeat that throw.
So I'm just letting you know, right?
So now they're just a couple yards away.
Nobody really complained. They actually
The,
I'm giving it to Smallwood on this play.
the Eagles need to make a stop right here.
could play. Stuff like that.
And G.J. Smith's exhorting his brave team.
Thank you very much.
The moon is coming out off in the mist. The fog is lifting, and the grass is green. With 7:46 in quarter 3, it's 1st and goal. The Birds are on the ropes.
It's 14-0 Eagles with the lead, and Sowick scrambles forward for a few.
Matt Sowick on the keeper for Upper Moreland.
The grass is really beautiful tonight.
Defensive middle.
It's like to the 5.
I thought I'd say that. Drainage looks quite good. Before the first in weeks, it hasn't rained. I can't believe, Mark, that it hasn't rained. It seems as if these games have all been rain.
Matt Salk with 12 carries on the year. His legs on him do not inspire much fear.
Turn that up the fans. I am impressed.
Matt Salk dropping back to throw right here. He has his men, but there is down a flag.
A flag is thrown, and I am not surprised. It looks like holding. It is in the zone.
This touchdown would have cut the deficit, but hold it all because we see some flags.
That call was easy. I could see it here. The center made the hold, and it's not good. In high school, they do not call numbers out, but it was number 64 from here.
Spot foul. Takes the ball back to the 21-yard
So that
line,
takes Upper Moreland
where it is now
quite far
second
back
and goal.
and stifles what is quite the attack.
They're going to throw to Roby, and it's picked. But Roby's given his man some respect.
I wouldn't throw to Roby on this play. Matt Salwick hands it off, and just a few, as Chris Smallwood is able to get 2.
Stop at number 65,
I don't know why they did that, Mark.
Marcus
I'm
Robbins.
confused.
Third
And Smallwood now
and
is
goal from the 20.
not getting the yards.
So 3rd and 20, now they have to throw. And this is not where they would like to go.
Watson and Adamson both have concussions.
They're going to throw at
Watson
Roby
got it in the Worcester Hippie game.
once again.
Adamson must have got it last Friday night.
Matt Salwick dropping back, looking to pass. He throws it for the end zone, and it's caught.
It's picked off by an Eagle. Shannon M.
Matt Salwick's pass is intercepted.
I thought that would happen.
I'll take care of it, I know.
That I said.
Brings the ball out to the Norristown.
That isn't good for Upper Moreland, Mark.
Have it, first and 10.
The Eagles now, they have it 1st and 10.
Matt Salwick able to complete the pass, but to the wrong team as Eagles grab the ball.
And though we speak of Sheldon's running game, defensive prowess, that's also his game.
The Eagles have 2 shutouts on the year. Or make it 3, as I just there misspoke.
The Eagles jumped, and now they throw the flags.
I don't think that there was too much to go. Right there.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure against Norristown. 5-yard.
That'll back the Eagles up 5 yards.
It's 1st and 15 now.
First and 15.
6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Mark, and Norristown is up now 14-zip.
But how big was that interception, though?
With Sheldon, man, he's been the man all year. I don't know what else, Mark, there is to say.
For Sheldon, just his first pick on the year.
A man in motion. It is number 2.
They hand it off to Sheldon once again. He plunges forward, able to get some.
His epic strength behind his stalwart feigns. Like Beowulf, he brings fearsome pain. And even though the gain is only 5, he runs a man possessed. Man, he's alive.
Well, Mayer last week ran for 110 and having quite a good game once again.
It's number 2. It's Roby in the slot.
That's something that I like to see a lot. They hand it off to Mayer one more time.
He cuts back. He's going, gone. Almost. We'll see if he can be caught.
He has one man to beat, and he does beat. And Sheldon Mayer takes it to the house.
And that is really nice to see, no doubt.
Touchdown.
That drive was set up by his dazzling pick. And now he's in the goal for second time.
Times Herald Offensive Player of the Year. We never had a doubt, nor had we fear.
So Jared Fox to add the extra point.
And he will not be adding extra point.
The kick was blocked. A good push by the Bears.
The entire line blocked that one there, young Mark.
0, Norristown 20.
The kicking unit struggled time to time.
But not like last week. This week, they seemed fine, except for that one. The whole line blocked that ball. And for the referee, an easy call.
The Eagles now lead this one by 3 scores.
And fans are leaving now in droves and more.
They have no faith in their guy, number 2. That's Smallwood, and he sure knows what to do.
Now, do they dare risk kicking game get cute?
With such a lead, I don't think that they should. Perhaps when trailing, this would be astute. Five minutes, 15 seconds left in the third. The kick is picked up at the 20 now. It's Smallwood, and he's not much room to run.
Akeem was there, and number 21, and Kyle McClure, and always number 3. Danafi, Dan is everywhere you see.
Akeem Boyd is a stud on special teams.
He really is a stud on special teams. We say that every week or so, it seems.
So 20-0 Norristown in front. Matt Solwick and his offense with the ball. He hands it off to Smallwood. Not too much.
The Eagles better in the second half. Defensive line has really come to play. And Larry Smith is quite the man today. I think that's his 4th tackle.
Why do they play so well in the second half?
They make adjustments and they get it done. And they are really good against the run.
They're going to need that for their playoff run. Or else they'll find that it will be quickly done.
I think in first half they toy with teams for fun.
It's second down and 9 yards left to go. A man in motion for the Golden Bears. Matt Solwick rolling out now to his right. He hits his man, that's number 10 right here. He goes out of bounds. A small gain.
At some point, they will need to open up. We saw that Smallwood has the arm going deep, but yet he still does not. They're going short. It's 3rd and long now for the Golden Bears.
Matt Solwick's lucky he's not thrown 3 picks.
He's really lucky he's not thrown 3 picks. The 2 picks that he's thrown, though, they were bad.
In fact, it could be 5 or maybe 6. For Shippen had a few go through his hands.
And Shippen did have a few go through his hands. He almost ran one back. Remember that?
Young Shippen had one called back by a flag. A man in motion for the Golden Bears. Matt Solwick rolling out now to his left.
Here comes Robbins.
In his face right here. It's intercepted. Larry Smith, the end.
He's never had a pick that man before. I can't believe what Larry Smith has done. He picked one off. He ran it back for fun. I think the Eagles going to have this one won.
2 Eagles there, and Smith comes up with the ball.
Does Roby get the ball again here, Mark?
I hope he does. I love to see him run. But Mayer's been their horse all game, all year, and he does get the carry now right here. He rumbles forward, plunging for a few.
There's no one better than that man. That's true. I'll miss him when he's wearing not the blue.
But Shannon Mayer is his brother, though, and he will be here for some years to come.
He's just a sophomore, Mark. Yeah, you were right.
And he does things that seniors cannot do.
He has an arm the likes of which we've not seen in many years. That's true.
Young Mayer plunging forward towards the goal. It looks like he was stopped just a yard short.
I think that Shannon Mayer gets the call. He'll sneak one in behind his massive line.
If Presley was of health, would it be him?
If Presley was of health, it would be him. If his shoulder was fine, I think he'd be the one to get the ball right here. You'd see.
Perhaps it's Mayer trying to get more. It wouldn't be his first or his last score.
But Shannon Mayer runs it in from one.
Mayer with a Norristown touchdown on the quarterback.
The Eagles now are having lots of fun.
So Jared Fox is 2 for 3 today.
And Taylor Hillenbrand is on the hold.
Let's see if he can make it 3 for 4. He does. The kick. It's up. It's good. It's through.
The referees have risen up their hands.
The Eagles kicking off as they have oft.
They're kicking off again. It's Stewart now.
The Bears have kicked just once. It's but a shame.
It's 27-0 in this game. I don't think they're continuing to run. I think it's time to throw now, Mark. Am I right?
2 minutes and 3/4 in the third. So passing here, I think, would be the word.
You're watching NASD 28. The Eagles, they would have had 28 had that kick not been blocked. They're kicking off.
Or if you have Verizon 45.
Or if you have Verizon 45. I can't believe this Eagles offense, Mark.
They have so many weapons. It's just great.
Don't catch one freaking ball.
The kick return has not been great all day.
It really has been horrible, I say. They haven't caught a ball in stride all game. And coaching staff, I think they think that's lame.
I have to say the blocking's been a shame.
They haven't made a block on special teams. Their offense looks anemic. This is true.
So Upper Moreland's band pipes up right here.
I don't know for what now they have to cheer.
I don't think they can back it on the field.
An ill-advised timeout. Now, what is that?
And Upper Moreland's supposed to be quite good. So Eagles, they have to feel they are in stride.
Well, they simply haven't shown it on the field. They simply haven't shown it on the field. Now, Mark, the Eagles' defense gets a rest, and with their offense, I've been quite impressed.
The defense, though, has done its job.
That's true.
A shutout they are pitching here tonight.
shutout they are pitching every night. It's 4 on season if they finish this. Now in the playoffs, what then will they do? I wonder if this team is going far.
You need to be consistent.
I think you're right.
They've had some duds throughout the year this year.
Resume play on Moreland, first and 10.
But not as many as in years past.
If you have them in playoffs, you are done. The handoff goes to Smallwood. He's got room. He bounces it outside now, plunging fourth.
Chris Smallwood.
He picks up about 10 and a first down.
If I'm the Eagles, though, they run the clock. He's their entire offense. Nothing more.
We have a timeout. Well, make that a first down.
Just over 14 minutes in the game.
Ball's out to the
So Upper Moreland, do they need to throw?
9-yard line.
They surely do. If I am Norristown, I let them run. They've run the clock out now. There's lots of time, but man, they need to score.
Chris Smallwood takes it forward with some space.
Chris Smallwood.
He is tripped up, but not a too bad a game.
He doesn't run upfield. He loves to dance and bounce from side to side. He bobs and swerves, and Norristown just has too much speed. Their defense mark is simply much too good.
Ball's at the Upper Moreland 44.
You can't go around the end on Eagles D.
There's Roby, and there's Mayer, and there's Smith, who's had himself a game. Man, I'm impressed. The entire defense plays as if possessed.
They hand it off to Smallwood. Nothing there.
Chris Smallwood stopped at the line
The
of
Norristowns have stuffed the Golden Bears.
Brought down number 52. Leonardo Palazzo.
Colazzo's having himself quite a game.
And Upper Moreland running out of hope. Down 27. They still in this game?
The stalwart Eagles D has done its job. The Golden Bears, they cannot win this game.
Matt Sawick dropping back. He wants to throw. It's tipped and falls to the ground. It's incomplete.
And falls incomplete.
I wonder who got that one. 63. It looks like Bloomer. Golden Bears will punt.
We've seen young T-Bone do that many times.
Young Terrence Edwards gets a lot of tips. He leads the team and has a couple sacks.
DeSilvio does lead the team in sacks.
Nobody has tonight.
DeSilvio can hit the quarterbacks.
My bet is this one would be 22.
Here comes the rush. I hope they block this punt.
A solid, high and deep and solid punt. It's rolling, taking Upper Moreland hops.
Ronnie Dennis's punt is down.
There's number 55 who grabs one, stops. I think that Sheldon, though, did want that there. Just pad the stats and beat those Golden Bears.
But Sheldon has been wise for all of the year.
And Sheldon has been wise for all of the year, and he does not go near the wayward balls. He lets it stop. He picks it up when it falls, but that was good. I
knew
think that move was right.
He knows that fumbling the ball would be the biggest crime.
The Eagles in the eye. It's 1st and 10.
They hand it off to Sheldon Mayer here.
Sheldon Mayer on the carry for Norristown. Stop at number 53, Orion Christensen. Pick up of 2, 2nd and 8.
So Sheldon Mayer having quite a game.
Norristown 15.
He's outperformed his counterpart, young Chris. That's Smallwood that I speak of. He's done well. But Mayer's outperformed this solid back.
Quarter 3 is coming to an end. And Upper Moreland does not know defend.
That's the end of the third quarter. Norristown
Now, what you said before, Mark, you were right.
0.
The Golden Bears aren't playing D tonight, and I don't think they're going to win this game, and I don't think that they have any prayer.
For Norristown, we've seen it all go right. They're just a better team here on this night.
It's senior night. The Golden Bears are good, but they just have no answer for the Birds. The Eagles, they've just been the better team. And they deserve the playoffs. This is true.
The Eagles now, to me, they are legit. This team they played tonight, they are no slouch.
They're second in the league, and there's no shame in losing to the Birds. That isn't lame. Look at that, a golf cart on the field. I wonder what that's all about. The band is playing. They refuse to yield. The drum line there is looking quite robust. And everyone is dancing here tonight.
The playoffs may feature the Golden Bears. But if they make it, it will be by hairs.
You still here? You stand next to Dan Baker? Well, I have his wallet, so you want to try to give bust his shoes.
The fans are leaving once again in droves. The Eagles fans are dancing in the stands.
So just a dozen minutes left to go.
Don't let him leave, you know.
The Eagles' lead is 27 now.
Okay, bye.
The handoff goes to Mayer one more time. But little room out there could he find.
He goes off tackle. Now it's 3rd and 6.
James Norton.
11:44 here left to go.
The Eagles' focus has to be on time.
6 and 17.
The Eagles' focus has to be on time. They need to keep the ball and work the clock. If they would lose this game, it would be a shock.
You're forcing Upper Moreland to now to pass. And I don't think that's what they plan to do. So Mayer dropping back now to throw deep. But throws it short and throws it incomplete.
Incomplete.
He tried to reach the flats to Milo Hill, but Milo needed stilts to catch that pass.
Norristown 17.
The pass was way too far over his head.
So now the Birds will have to punt instead.
Although we've seen them fake it many times.
To fake it now would surely be a crime. It's 27-0. Don't get cute. And Birds are now playoff bound to boot.
If they were down, perhaps it'd be astute. And this kick is quite a boot.
A really solid punt. That wasn't bad.
He dances around, but not much room to gain.
Yeah, get over here. You see?
Stop by Norristown.
So 27-0 is the score.
The Golden Bears, they have to throw the ball.
Start 1st and 10.
Matt Salk, though, is not so much a stud.
47.
This team relies on Smallwood and the run.
Sure.
I know nothing he ever said. He just brought it up. He says, "You was ready," and I looked at it. It's gonna suck your name. I said, "I'm just gonna break your stones a little bit." So
Terrence Edwards
I thanked him for it.
in the tackle spot.
Yeah,
I think they know now that they have to pass. They throw it short. It's nearly incomplete. But caught, and now he's running up the field. The ball is loose. The Eagles are on top. It's Milo Hill who comes up with the ball.
And Milo wears his crown now once again.
Hill on the ball for Norristown. They will start 1st and 10.
I don't know what they're thinking. What was that?
Norristown 37.
They simply fumble their last hope away. I don't think they will win this game today.
Now up the middle, Birds are going to run. Perhaps the Tibbs or Sheldon now for fun.
Should Sheldon Mayer be removed from game? He plunges forward, runs into own man, and ends up with a solid gain of 3.
I think that soon you've got to take him out. You do not want to risk your running back. Here comes Denalfi. Mayers still is in. Now Tibbs is coming out. Denalfi's in. Denalfi's playing fullback. This is cool. I like to see Denalfi in the field, in the game. An odd formation. Shotgun.
Eagles in the shotgun, second down. The snap is high, but Mayer brings it down. He hands it off to brother Sheldon now, and they gain 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Sheldon Mayer in the carry.
It's 3rd and perhaps 6.
Looks like
And 10 to go.
perhaps 1. 3rd down and 6. Maybe game 2.
The Eagles have this victory in the bag.
Are those two brothers, the men, the brothers? Okay.
Yep.
So 3rd and 6, they'll say. I think that's wrong.
25
I think the down markers are wrong. That's longer than 10.
The markers of the downs, I think, are wrong.
running back.
And Mayer dropping back, he wants to pass. The throw is once again too tall for Ant.
Shannon Mayer's pass.
Dinolfi, though, an athlete, simply can't.
Is incomplete. Brings up 4th and 6 for the Eagles.
He cannot bring it down. It's 4th and 6.
So Eagles have to punt, but they're not scared.
Nor should they be. It's just the Golden Bears.
Their lead is 27 and quite safe.
Unless they make the grandest of mistakes.
The Bears with 2 men deep, just like the Birds. The punt is high and deep, a very nice kick.
And Boyd's there first. That really is not a shock.
At the 10, the Golden Bears will start. 1st and
So
10
Hillenbrand with quite the booming kick.
with 9:10 remaining in the game.
He's got a leg mark, that's for sure. That man. He turned the Eagles punting team to gold.
And give young Akeem Boyd his due respect.
And Boyd, he always deserves the best respect.
The Bears now run it 4th with their young back.
Drop for a loss.
But they're not getting all that time back.
2nd down.
Chris Smallwood honored earlier today.
Ball's now Golden Bear 9.
It's senior night upon the field of play.
So 8 and change we've left to go in the game. The Eagles on their way to 9 and 1. Although this game is 8 minutes from done, it certainly appears that they have won. Chris Smallwood on the carry gets about 2.
Smallwood. Stopped by John.
There's nothing there for Smallwood, Mark, all game. Defensive line has played much too good.
Pick up of 5, makes it 3rd down and 7. Ball's at the upper
They're bringing in a lot of
14
extra men.
yard line.
They brought in 4 and 3 have left the field.
I think that is illegal, is it not?
I count them up. 11's all they got.
Matt Sawak dropping back, he looks to throw.
Talio, he's got him, it's a sack.
Matt saw it. Brought down by Norristown's
Battaglio just seems to have a knack.
84.
He's really big. He's really tall and strong.
Right down number 81.
Battaglio does damage all game long.
He always gets back to the quarterback.
Makes it 4th and 11 for the Golden Bears.
I think they're going to go for it this time with 7 minutes left. This would be a crime.
Battaglio is quite a two-way guy.
Front, Ronnie Dennis, dropping back for Norristown.
But underused. It makes me want to cry.
A stud on offense, defense, special teams. They do not opt to go and instead punt.
Catch it.
It takes an Eagles bounce, but they let go. Why not pick up that ball? It took our bounce. An empty-headed play, I have to say.
1st and 10.
But they've been doing that stuff all day.
It's 27-0 here tonight. The Eagles with the lead. They're 8-1.
Denalfi now at tailback, Mayer 2.
They
Denalfi
pitch
gets
it
the
to
pitch.
Denalfi on this play. He's fighting forward for a couple yards.
He runs in manful fashion. He's a beast.
Initial contact by Upper Moreland's number 12, Sean Haley, brought down by several other defenders on the play.
Denalfi gets about 5 yards a pop.
2, second down and 8.
That is
And
according
he's
to our
really-
Max Prep stats.
Then he's really difficult to stop.
Like, they pitched this ball right here to Shelton Mayer. He powers forward, nearly has the first.
He's quite impressive, and he's got that burst. When he comes around the end, can't bring him down.
And don't forget that Mayer has a pick.
First down.
I don't forget that Mayer has a pick. He's really great. The star of this here game. Do you concur?
Young Mayer's been the best right here today. Some early movement on the line of the Birds.
Flags on the play.
If the game were close, then I would be upset.
The Eagles look to go now 9-1. And as we said, the playoffs are quite near.
Takes the ball back 5 yards.
Now next week,
First down and
I think it's still an open book. I don't know which direction it will go. Ben Salem's on the schedule. I don't know.
They may not play that game with playoffs near. The Eagles earned a spot.
Next week, though, Mark?
They plunge it forward for a few more yards.
Norristown ball carrier takes the ball up to the 20, almost the original line of scrimmage. Number
Shippen relieves Mayer, did you see?
I saw that, Mark. I must say I agree. The playoff implication's not in doubt, but there is seeding still to think about.
The Eagles should be seated rather high. They've beat some teams and beat them by a lot. They hand the ball off now. It's Shippen here. He powers forward for a couple more.
ball carrier, number 27, Brandon Shippen.
Second down and third down now for Birds.
The Eagles' schedule not the strongest, though. So how does that look as far as seating goes?
Well, if they play North Penn, Mark, that's not good. But in the first few rounds, they should be good.
But if they win this game right here tonight, the first round should take place at their home field.
Historic Roosevelt, the place of dreams.
Some yellow flags now falling on the field.
Against Norristown, 5-yard penalty.
Delay of game's the call, but that's okay.
They're trying to run clock, so it's all right.
There's no way that they're going to lose the game.
An unrepentant beatdown here tonight.
An unrepentant beatdown every week.
They beat PW by 28. They hand it off to Shippen. He goes out. He's got some room round corner, but he's stopped.
27, ball carrier, Brandon
That's number 21. It's Pat McKay. It seems as if he's everywhere today.
With help from number 12, Sean Haley. Pickup of
And now it's 4th down for the blue and white.
3.5, 4 yards, makes it 4th.
And they will try to go on this 4th down.
The Eagles.
I really want a field goal here tonight.
But Jared Fox is stashed on the side. They run this one with Shippen to the end. He's knocked it back and finally brought down.
7, Brandon Shippen. Stopped by several defenders, led by number 25.
And Shippen, Aaron, just couldn't get outside. And here comes the Eagles D that's played so well.
You gotta hand it to the Eagles D.
I always hand it to the Eagles D, except some weeks ago when they were bad. But against the Clippers, man, they were just great. And here tonight, their second mark to none. The Golden Bears can't wait to get out of here.
So can the Eagles pitch their 4th shutout?
I think they can, Mark. Never had a doubt.
They hand it off and get just a mere 3.
Stop made by Norristown's number
Impressive stoppage by the Eagles D.
4. Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8.
So unlike Mayer, Smallwood in the game.
Number 21.
They will not rest him with this deficit.
I don't know why. This game is well in hand.
Perhaps a message his coach tries to send. They'll run this up the gut and gain a few.
If this was their last game, then I'd agree. But still, they play next week. And then for me, I do not practice that psychology.
23-yard line.
And once again, the Bears may earn a spot in this year's playoff bracket, but we'll see.
If he gets hurt, man, Mark, then Bears are done. But they're done anyway, so it seems.
If they lose this game, they'll be on the fringe. The Eagles, though, have clinched it long ago.
And on the fringe means really on the fringe.
Matt Sarwick dropping back to throw a bomb. It's number 10 he looks for, but it's dropped. A flag is thrown, though. There will be PI.
Then put your hands down, Marcus. They were right. You didn't turn around to catch the ball. You didn't make a play. You made a mistake.
You have to make a play on throw-it ball.
Interference with the attempt to catch the pass.
The interference call, Mark, that was right. With just a minute left, though,
That's not a spot foul.
No.
Not in high school.
I didn't think so. I mean,
Should be on
The referees,
38
they know not what they do.
23 to the 38.
what is that called? What is this?
Pass interference.
Pass interference against Norristown.
it seems as if they've watched the UFL and brought some crazy rules with them tonight.
Gives Upper Moreland a first down. Ball is out to the Golden Bear
38.
39.
So just a minute 7 left to go.
Where he's got it spotted.
Eagles lead is still at 27.
38 for the 20.
They've been watching too much NFL. Officials are too.
Matt Sarwick hands it off to his young back. Chris Smallwood rumbles forward, maybe 2.
It's clear the Bears just want this game to end.
Stopped by Norristown's number 75.
I wish I had my gloves. I'm getting cold.
John
For Upper Moreland, can't end soon enough.
And how about Griffin up there in the cold? He's standing high above the booth, it's true. His hands and toes, they must be turning blue. But yet he brings the picture for the game.
A studly cameraman is Simple Griff.
Stop that.
You know he's laughing up there to himself.
Ooh,
He really is the man. This much is true.
Matt Sarwick on the draw gives off to Chris.
And that will be the last play in this game. The players lining up to shake some hands. The people now are leaving from the stands. And Eagles 27, Bears have none. And Norristown has had a lot of fun. And Norristown has simply got it done. And Norristown, they have the playoffs won.
I can't say I would go all the way that far, but they do have a shot to make some noise with all their skill players and all their toys.
They've really got a bunch of stalwart boys who play like men and line up, taking hits. And Mayer gives defenses lots of fits. They simply cannot stop him. This is true. And no one's like the white and stalwart blue.
So Roby, Mayer, even Milo Hill, this team just needs the strength. They need the will.
And there's McClure. The team is trotting off. They never hang their heads. They never scoff. And E.J. Smith, man, he has quite a team. And all us Eagles fans, do we dare to dream?
We haven't seen the playoffs in some years, so I think that this run will bring some cheers.
With Mayer, though, you cannot stop the man. And E.J. Smith, to use him, has a plan to get him out in open space with screens and listen to the fans, their wonderful screams.
He's had 1,000 yards a while ago.
And every time he gets it, he's a show.
Just start ripping wires.
And Mark, I think it's time for us to go. So, to all of you on Channel 28, we hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast now. We'll see you from the playoffs. Mark and Dave are signing off. We'll see you all next week.